Hi guys, Will Dalton here, Happiness Warrior. Today I want to talk to you about the law of attraction and some of the things that you may not know about it. And my entry point into this is going to be sharing with you a quote, then a personal story, and then I want to invite you into an observation that I've made, and I'd like you to tell me whether or not you've also experienced the same thing. Now the quote is that there is no jet, no helicopter, handbag or watch that can make you feel as rich and abundant as living within the mental architecture of beauty as cultivated as an attitude of gratitude. So what are we talking about here? So I want to talk to you about a personal story, and I'd like to invite you into thinking of a time in your life when you were a child, when you really wanted something. Maybe it was a doll, maybe it was a watch, maybe it was a toy. For me, it was a bicycle. When I was 7 years old, I really wanted a bike, but my father would not give me one. Why? Because he thought I was going to get hit by a car. But week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, I pestered him and I pestered him and pestered him until finally he broke. And one day, one Christmas morning, under the Christmas tree, mysteriously there was my bicycle. And this bike was my ticket to freedom. I was on a high. My parents would say, look, only ride your bike down the end of the block where we can see you. I was riding to other suburbs. I was riding to other galaxies, and I loved it. I was on a high until one day a very interesting thing happened that punctured my high. What was that? One of my dear friends got a bicycle for his birthday, and his bike was a racing bike, and his bike was bigger than mine. It was more colorful than mine. It had more gears than mine, and it was faster. And this was the first time in my little life that I remember feeling like I was wanting. Now, let's unpack the word wanting for a few moments together, okay? What is wanting? Wanting is an internal emotion of lacking. And lacking is a suboptimal human experience. And incidentally, advertisers and marketers prey on us humans that dwell in the lack vibration, offering their goods, offering their services as some solution, some antidote to this inner lack. But if we're feeling lacking on the inside or lack on the inside, there's nothing external that can fill that void, fill that lack, because in truth, the lack doesn't actually exist. So this is a very interesting thing to know. So what is the antidote to lacking? Now, some of you might think, well, I'm lacking, so I'm lacking a relationship, so I need to go and get a relationship. Or I'm lacking money, so I need to go and get more money. Or I'm lacking a beautiful watch or a beautiful car or whatever you think that it is. Don't make the error of deluding yourself by thinking that something out there is going to fill this void in here. It never does. Let me share with you a secret. There's a famous life coach. I won't tell you his name. You probably already know who he is. His name starts with T and it ends in R. And one day he was in this controversial conversation with someone that was interviewing him, and the interviewer said, would you prefer to work with rich people or would you prefer to work with poor people? And this was a very politically incorrect answer or response that he had to that question that really shook up the interviewer. And he said, I'd prefer to work with rich people. And the interviewer thought, well, that's because you want more money for your services. But when pressed, he responded, no, the reason I want to work with wealthy people is because they're not living under the illusion that money is going to make them happier because they've already got all the money and it hasn't made them happier. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about today is the fading effect. Tell me in the comment section below whether you've ever experienced this. Think of a time in your life when you've really wanted something and you actually went out and got that thing. Didn't you find that you got the high, but whether it was a week or a month or 6 months or a year, that high that you were on started to fade, that thing that you got that you really wanted wasn't able to keep you high for very long. And the reason is because we normalize that new experience, that new thing. We acclimate to the new car or the new watch or the new home. And it just becomes the new status quo. So in terms of contemplating this law of attraction, the thing is that nothing, just as a recap, nothing out there is going to be able to fill a void in here for very long. Maybe for a week, maybe for a month, but not forever. I hope that was helpful. Let me know your comments below. This is Will Dalton, Happiness Warrior, and this habit that I was talking about is habit 2 in the Happiness Warrior program, which is appreciation, aka gratitude. Until next time, peace, love, over and out. And if you want, just hit the like button below if you got something out of this, and subscribe if you'd like to receive notifications of my upcoming videos. Take care. Cheers.